Hey everybody, welcome to my channel that's Frantic Homeschool. My name is Mrs. D. Today I want to talk all about being frantic and frazzled in your homeschool. Well, specifically my homeschool, but now I can't find my notes. Where did I put my notes? Found them. Talk about being frazzled. All right, I have my notes now. Let's start over. Hey, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk all about how I sometimes find myself getting into this frazzled mindset. Or this frantic cycle of homeschooling where I feel like I'm always hurrying. I'm always hurrying through school, hurrying through housework, trying to get the meals on the table. Just this feeling of not peacefulness and a place of not rest. And, that's really not the household that I want to have. It's not the environment I want my children to learn in. And it's not something that I enjoy. So why the heck do I keep getting into these frantic cycles? So I want to talk all about the things that I've noticed here in my house. And I want to see if anybody out there kind of feels the same or finds themselves inadvertently in a frantic cycle. So first of all, what do I mean about frantic cycle? We all have frantic days or busy days. I'm not talking about one-offs, right? Because that's just life. But for me, a frantic cycle is when we have these moments of being rushed and it's starting to happen cyclically. So for example, maybe you've experienced this. Have you ever felt like you were rushing to load the dishwasher or throw in a load of laundry while your kid is doing their handwriting, or they go to take a potty break and you're like, perfect, now's the time I can quickly vacuum this room over here. Or, you're rushing, you're chopping vegetables to prepare dinner while also shouting out your history lesson or whatever it is. It's multitasking to an extreme where everything is kind of, the focus is split, right? I think that's what it kind of boils down to, is there's so much going on that your attention is split across multiple tasks. And now you've created this sense of frantic tasks. Frantic school, frantic housework, frantic whatever. Well, I definitely have, clearly. And I'm starting to get better at recognizing the cycle when I'm in it. And I wanted to share with you some things that I've noticed about me personally. All right, let's talk about why I get into this cycle. So I have found that I get into frantic headspaces and frantic cycles for one main reason. Right? It's not the trigger, but there's one reason why I suddenly feel frantic, and it's because I have too much on my plate. I have signed us up for too much curriculum. I'm trying to get too many chores done. I'm trying to get too elaborate with the meals that I'm making. There's too much. And I find that usually I'm pretty reasonable about recognizing what I can and cannot accomplish in a given day, but sometimes I struggle and I overcommit. And I have found that there are two main reasons why I overcommit, and they're both tied to me comparing myself, my homeschool, and my children to other people, homeschools, and children. So let's start first. The first trigger that I have is when I see what other people, homeschools, and children are accomplishing. And those accomplishments do not align with things that we have accomplished yet. And here's a really good example, you guys, of how I was affected by somebody else's accomplishment. So I was at the dentist, and my hygienist's family homeschools their kids. And they have a 6-year-old who is also technically in first grade. She's straddling first grade, second grade, so more advanced than my child in most subjects. And she is also reading currently Harry Potter. And I look at this now, I'm like, well, your typical 6-year-old is not independently reading Harry Potter, right? This is a huge accomplishment. And what I need to get better about doing is when I hear about somebody's accomplishment, I need to celebrate it, I need to applaud it, and I need to just say, that's amazing, and move on, right? But that's not what I did. I made it about me. And I didn't mean to make it about me. I didn't mean to compare, but that's what I did, truthfully, is I compared. And I looked at my 6-year-old and I was like, wow, we're nowhere near that, right? My 6-year-old is just starting to get comfortable with Dr. Seuss books, right? We're clearly not reading Harry Potter, right? So what I did is I felt like I had a gap, that my child was behind because I wasn't approaching phonics correctly. And so to close the gap, I was like, let's add on more. Let's pull in more phonics time. Let's force more reading. And let's just really focus on this skill so I can close that gap and hit, honestly, that milestone. And again, I didn't realize I was doing this at the time. So suddenly we're adding more phonics, we're doing more time on this subject, and suddenly we're late to things and we're not getting other things done. And now I'm frantically trying to balance it all, and I feel like it was spiraling out of control. And it wasn't until I took a step back and I was like, okay, well, why am I late? Like, why are we late? Like, that's not us at all. Why are we late to this? Oh, because we didn't finish our school in time. Why didn't we finish our school in time? Oh, well, because we spent a lot of time on phonics, so we didn't get to the other stuff. So we were trying to squeeze it in, right? Well, why was I spending so much time on phonics? Why? Well, because I added more. Why did I add more? Like, why did I do this again? And it took a lot of digging, and it took a lot of really, I don't know, being honest with myself, right? And realizing that I was making somebody else's accomplishment about me and my kids, and that's not okay. There's no reason for that. And so then I was like, okay, let's put the brakes on this. This is a bit absurd. So that was an example of how somebody's accomplishment affected my environment and kind of got me into this unhealthy, frantic mindset. Now, the other thing is when I compare what other families, parents and kids are doing, and not necessarily accomplishing, but the curriculum that they're using and they love, or the room that they're in and it's beautiful and clean and has all these wonderful inspirational posters or whatever. Seeing what people are doing and how they are doing it is also a little bit triggering for me, because I find that I am somebody who really struggles with missing out, FOMO, and I don't like the idea that my homeschool is lacking in the joy that some of these creators or other people are experiencing or say they're experiencing. Like, I want that joy. Again, it's kind of a selfish perspective, but here we are. I'm human. So a good example of how this happened is, I can take any example here on YouTube. You can actually see my budgeting video. In there, you can actually see all of the curriculum that I purchased that we ended up not using. And a lot of that came from this feeling like I was missing out on something intangible, something like joy that was rooted in a particular piece of curriculum and affecting another family. And again, just like the accomplishment, what I'm learning is when I see these other pieces of curriculum, I need to remind myself, like, that is amazing that this is working out for this family, or it is amazing that this beautiful homeschool space is working out for this family. But we don't need it. We don't need that curriculum. We don't need to have some beautiful space that looks like theirs, that has the same organizer bins or cart or whatever. It's okay that that is working for them and that other things are working for us. We're not actually missing out. The problem is the fear, not the actual missing out. So again, that was very triggering for me. So these two things really spark a frantic cycle for me. So nowadays, I'm getting a little bit better about, first of all, recognizing when I'm in a frantic headspace, and I'm getting better at truly taking step backs and trying to understand why. And sometimes I can't figure it out, you guys. Sometimes I just know I'm putting too much on my plate, and I don't understand where that came from. So I just need to be realistic and rein it back in. And the best way that I can do that is reminding myself, why am I homeschooling? Right? Why are we doing this? It's not so I can use XYZ curriculum. It's not so that way I have a beautiful space with the alphabet on the wall. The reasons that I'm homeschooling are all about my children, about providing them a well-rounded education that not only goes into these subjects like phonics, science, math, but also goes into character building. I want to create wonderful human beings who know kindness to other people, to themselves, to the environment. I want to focus on their emotional well-being, right? And that takes time. That takes an environment where we are not frantic. I need to emulate this feeling of peace, this place of rest, and I need to not rush through these lessons. Adding more this frantic headspace, it doesn't make it better. It makes it way worse, and it sets us back even more. So I wanted to share it with you because you don't always see the frantic side, and I don't think I'm the only one that does this. I'm not the only person out there who experiences FOMO and so over plans and over purchases. And I'm not the only person who compares my child in my homeschool to other children in homeschooling. But I wanted to be transparent, and I wanted to share that it is possible to recognize it and pull yourself back to a place of peace and rest and satisfaction, right? Let's be satisfied with what we have. Let's feel grateful for what we have, the family that we are in, the children we have, the space we have. Let's just be grateful and know that it's okay that other people are accomplishing things and doing things that we aren't experiencing. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let me know if there are any triggers for you that kind of put you into a frantic mindset, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.